All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead on and get this thing started. How you doing, everybody? This is Catrice. I am back. If you're new, welcome in. If you are a returning YouTube watcher of mine, welcome back. Today, this video right here is gonna be photo panel apron, if you will. In the pack, I honestly thought it was a pillow. But then when I opened it, I'm like, okay, this is different. So we're gonna sublimate this today. I used my silhouette to design, add my pictures to it, figure out what the sizing is. We're gonna go through all of that, and then I use my which one printer? We're gonna use the Epson F570 today to do the photos, and then we're gonna press it. So again, today's video, photo apron. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. All right, so I'm gonna bring you guys closer, and we're gonna size these photos so we can figure out what images we're gonna use, and we're gonna get it popping from there. So yeah, I'm gonna show you a few ways that I do my sizing. I use a tape measure, or I use my silhouette mat. So since I'm designing this silhouette anyway, I usually just take my mat because I know my mat is what I use when I'm putting the images on my screen. So let's get over here. We're gonna look into that. Okay, so in my measurements, I got the apron out. I guess I should have bought a pen over here too. Get a piece of paper so I can write this down. If I'm going to use my silhouette mat, then on the side that's smooth, I could all right, take this for instance. This is the first square. Y'all know on the silhouette mat each square is an inch. So I put it in the corner there, and the numbers are here. Most of the time this is what I do because I can't always put my hand on the tape measure. So I know that 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th square, so that's almost a 4 by 4. However, it doesn't go all the way down to the 4. But if I wanted to just go on, if I knew this, and I knew I was like a 1/4 of an inch away from 4 here and 2 away from the 4 down here, then I can position my image on my mat, on my computer this way. So if you're doing this, then this, for me, this is the easiest way to do it. I count my squares. I know what the position is of my image on my mat, because normally I'm sitting at my computer with this mat. My silhouette screen is already up, and then I can just go ahead on and put my image inside. Now with these, because it's white and black, I personally like to make my image a little bit bigger than what the square is, because I don't want that little white part to show. It's okay if it does, but I would rather it like be a smooth picture when it comes to this. So if it bleeds on the black, you don't really get to see that, but you have the perfect image inside the white. So at the end of the day, this is almost 4 here. I would make it 4, and then here it's not, it's like a row, 2 rows from being 4 here, but I would make it, I guess, a 1/4 of an inch away from 4 down here, and that's what my image would be. Now this, if we're using inches, see how I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's almost 4 there, and if we're going down, it's like 3.5. Yeah, that's crazy. So I would still, make it a little bit bigger. I wouldn't necessarily go 4 by 4, because then you got way more than you need, unless you got an image that you want to play with and you can utilize, how sometimes the head is here and you got all this extra space up here, then you can play with that space. So hopefully that makes sense. So like I said, I would either use my silhouette mat for measuring, which I use most of the time, or you can use a tape measure. This actually goes with my sewing situation. I try to keep it around, but honey, as y'all see how small this thing is, it get lost in the sauce. All right, so I am going to measure this out, write this down. Let me pull up my little chair, and then we're gonna play with the images. We're gonna play with the images. So what did I say here? Because like I told you, I find this part easiest. And that's going to be 2 of those. So I'm going to put, it's not really 4x4, but I'm going to put less. All right. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7x6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count. 1, 2. Six and a half. 6.5 by 7. 6.5 by 7. Yes. And again, make it a little larger. So that's that. So I'm guessing, turn this marker off, that I probably should have measured all of these to make sure that they're the same. But eyeballing it, it looks like they are. So I know 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 images of this size and 2 images of that size. So we're talking about, ooh, I got to find the nice images. I think I got some in mind. So this is a 9-panel apron that we're about to get into. So I showed you the sizing. We can put this up until we get ready to press it, and we're gonna, you know, knock the moisture out on that. Sit that over here. We're gonna take this over to our computer, and then we're gonna get our images going. Be right back. Okay, so I'm going to also record this so that I can utilize it in this video. So we are here and we are using Silhouette. So this is, remember when I told y'all, I showed y'all that I use my mat when measuring. And so you see these little squares. Now Silhouette in the past used to have a mat that had these size squares on it. The mat that I use today has the same size squares. However, it has little lines in between these big squares, and it kills me and blinds my eye, and it makes it difficult for me to count those squares. And I wish Silhouette would have kept these. I could probably just use another mat that's designed this way, regardless of Silhouette or not, because they have so many. But here, this is a 12 by 12 mat, which is the mat that I used when measuring over there. So now I'm just gonna go to here and go to my documents, I'm sorry, my downloads, where I put all those images, and I'm going to choose the images. I think we said 9 of them. So I know I want this one, this one, this one. I'm just gonna pick all the ones with them on it, because I know, well, that's not in this one. I know that that's what I want to use. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to control this one, because I don't want everything, and maybe that one. Okay. So we're adding all of these images to the thing. The thing about using Silhouette, it's when you send a lot of images, it opens up many tabs. So all of those images don't go to one tab. So now I got to take it. This is where I'm using it. I'm just going to go and open these tabs and get these other images, because like I said, and I'm just going to cut it to the tab that I'm using where my mat is. So I'm just gonna paste that there, and then we'll come back in here and so we can close this one out. And then we're gonna go here and get this one. Put that and go to the mat that we're using and put it there. And let's go here and get this one. I like to size them down when I grab them. Put that and go to the mat that we're using and do that. I can close this to give myself some more space. Let's see what we got here. We got this one. Yeah, we're gonna put that here. And then we're going to take this one. Isn't that a beautiful picture? I love it. I love it. And we're gonna bring that here. So what we got? 2, 4, 6. We can close this out and say, no, we don't need to save that. This blank, we don't need it. This one's empty. We can close this out. Say no there. Go here. We're gonna take this one. And we're gonna cut that. And we're gonna go here and that. And let's go back here and do that. And do you want to save the changes? I do not. And then let's go here and get this one. As you now, I got 2 grandbabies on this end, and you don't really see the other one. So what that tells me is he wasn't acting accordingly when it was time to take these pictures because he's barely in them. And try to find one. He's right here, but not in, and he's right here, but not in most of these because he's something else, honey. All right, so we're gonna do that. I should make myself one with all my grandkids, y'all, but I'm gonna need a lot of squares, honey. I need a lot of squares. Okay, let's see. So I think we should be good. Hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we're gonna need the one more picture. We're gonna need the one more. Oh, look at God. Look at the Lord. I knew I downloaded a bunch. All right, so we're gonna bring this one over here too. So we got 9 pictures, and we know we had 9 squares on the thing. And we said, remember when I showed y'all about what those little squares look like? We said a little less than 4 by 4 for the 2 small squares. So the way that those squares were on that apron, those were, we're going to use pictures that go in the position that they were. So I think I'm gonna use this one and this one. So I'm just gonna move everything else out the way. And so here's the squares: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But remember, we had a little bit more, so kind of like 4.5. And I also said I like to go bigger than that. Now I can play with, also I talked to you guys about having head space. You don't want to see how you start distorting the picture. You don't want to really do all of that. This is probably where I should have went in Canva and stretched it out and played with it to give myself a little bit more to play with. But I got room over here to play. So we really just do that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just said 1, 2, 3.5. And I think it was, what did we say? It was less than 4 by 4. So I know I can go in a little bit more here. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have to do that again. And 1, 2, 3, 4. But we said less than 4 by 4. But I remember I said I wanted to be bigger. So I like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is way more than I need, but I can play with these. Look at all of this space over here. So this is fine. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is great here. So I think I'm gonna leave that the way it is because, like I said, the white part of the thing, unless your photo has white on each side, then it's okay. Like when we get to doing this one down here, it might be okay. But if it has color in it and then you have that white empty, it might look a bit weird to you. So I am going to leave that the way it is because it gives me more room there to play with. And then the other picture, I said that maybe I'll use the other one of them um in the same position. I think let's just do that. So again, I have space here. If I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, I can do this. Just trying to position it to see what I look like. It says less than a 4. 2, 3, 4. Give it 5 because again we are playing with space. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to bring that down like that. I'd rather do this. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4 with a little bit more space. We can bring that in a little. Do I like it? See, I can play with that. I'm not really worried about my sides. It's my up and down 1, 2, 3, 4 because I think I remembered it being uh longer than wider. I could just grab the thing and do it, but we're gonna do that. And this one we're gonna leave like this also. Yeah, we're gonna do that because we can. And then the other ones, we said those were 6.5 by 7. So this, I think it was 6.5 across. Well, we know this is the halfway mark, so we got those two out of the way. And then when we do this picture, that's going to be all the other ones because they were all the same. I assume they were all the same size. So let's just make this open this up a little bit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's the half. So this is the 6, and this a little bit here, and so this is way more than we need. Bring it down a little bit so we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So I can bring that in. Oh, did we say by 7? I have to get the thing. So remember, remember when I said I like to keep my mats over here too? This is why. And it's easier that way when you're working. You have what you need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down. So boom. Okay, so boom. So what we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. We can bring that in a little bit, but make it a little bit bigger because of that space I was telling you about. So I can do 7 because I also have room on the sides to play with. Positioning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we said 6.5 and 7 down. Well, look, this is where this picture is. And you see, if I do that, then it's going to cut that out. But remember when I was talking to you guys about playing with at the top, unfortunately, the reef, well, I'm going to lose it because I don't need that much. So I'm going to have to bring this down I don't want to squish them like that. So we're just going to cut it off. So let's go from the bottom up. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm going to lose the reef. I could, again, if you know how to use Canva, I'm not doing it. But you can go into Canva and you can pick this reef. It just updated. I can take this reef from this picture, from that place that it is, and I can put it closer to their heads. Um, I'll do that in another video just to show you what I'm talking about. But right now we're just not gonna do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And where do we want it to be? I can do a little bit more than that. I can do it here. Yeah. So to cut that off, this is back to silhouette stuff here, y'all. What is my process? Go here, select it. I want to select the whole. Actually, I don't. I just want to select what I want to select this. Actually, I don't. Well, how much do I want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could take a right where that line is. I should have just done that. So let me just do that. Let's see. Well, right here. Let's do that. So this is if you are wanting to take a picture out of something. Bring the threshold all the way up and then do trace and detach, and it takes it off. And then you can just delete that part. So I know I probably have more than I need here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I don't really mind it because I can play with that part. But y'all just learned something. You can cut that off if you want. You can leave that here. And then, go over to your piece of bread is what I call it. Do trace area, trace the area that you want to trace. Bring your threshold all the way over and go down to trace and detach, and it moves it. And then you just delete that. So that's a good one, I believe. I just hope I didn't cut it off too much. So what we got here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We straight. And we got it wide enough. I think we're good. So what I'm going to do now is use this picture as my guide, and look where his head is. That's about it. That's good. Even if I cut off some of his pants, we're going to be fine there. So what I'll do here, let me bring this over, since this picture is my guide, I will probably just cut it right here where the line is, because it's not necessary that I print all of that. So we're going to do this. Go back to our little piece of bread is what I call it. Do this. Highlight what I need. Bring this all the way over. Trace and detach. Cut it off. Boom. We're going to leave that one. And we're going to do this one the same. We're going to start from the bottom because we got stuff to play with up at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. Well, um, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna show you guys something, because you might not want to have to go through all that. Now, this picture is a small one, so we have to make it big enough to work. And we're gonna do that because we still got room to play with. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we got a little something to play with at the bottom. We can bring it in a little. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like when I look at that, it's so much wider than this. But I'm gonna leave it because I trust my silhouette screen. This one I know I need to make bigger. That's fine. I got plenty to play with there. And then this one, is definitely wide enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, it's gonna be tight. It's definitely long enough. 6, 7. We're definitely gonna leave that at 7 because we got room to play with right here. So I think we might be good. Let's see what this is here. Did I use this one? I did not. It's a weird one. Let's go down. We're not gonna be able to make this one longer because it's gonna get weird. So I think I'm gonna treat this one like the 4x4 because it's better that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can cut off a little bit here and here and make that work. So that means if I'm gonna do that, then one of the ones that I had is a 4x4 because the picture was a different type of picture. I think I'm gonna take this one and make it a bigger picture because I can actually. And I got all of this room to play with over here. It's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is gonna be good. So we're gonna do that. Boom. All right. So with that, with that being said, now that is how I do my sizing in silhouette. I said I was gonna leave this one big because I was gonna show you guys something. If you don't feel like going through all of this, you will waste paper and ink if you don't take the time to do this. I was just gonna leave this picture the size that it is and then print it, lay the picture on the thing that I'm using, and then I can cut it from there. So until you're sure or you know how to use, your measuring tape, or this is an option. So now we're going to go where we can print this, and then we'll cut it, and then you'll see me press it, and then we'll be done. We'll be done. We'll be done. I'm stupid, y'all. All right, so all right, so we are good there. So now we are going to print. Now, do I want to use my silhouette to print or take this to Canva to print? If I'm using my silhouette to print, I print to a Canon F570. You know what? I probably should do this, but not everybody uses the same printer that I have. So when you do this, print these images however you print these images, and then I'll just come back when we get ready to cut these images out and do placement. Because if I get into showing you guys this and then you don't use this type of printer connected to a silhouette, that's a whole other issue, which is a whole other video. So I will return when we start cutting this out. Bet. All right, so we are done doing that. All right, we have printed them out. We're gonna cut them out, and we're gonna do placements. So you see, they're pretty big. I use a Epson F570 for printing, and this is the roll paper. My last roll, by the way. I need to go ahead and order some more. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these so I can get started. I can get my paper cut out for the ones that are larger, because remember I said I would want to go larger than the image, because of that black part. Well, I'll show you what I mean when I'm saying larger than the image. I mean larger than the space, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let me get them all cut. so now we're gonna get the apron and we're gonna test the sizing. Now you see all of those are way bigger than, I could have just did this like this. So what, that's 1, 2, 3, yeah. Where's the smaller one? Just the smaller ones I wanted to use for this. So really I could see the picture in the back and I could just do this, that, so I can cut off a little bit more. Let's make sure that's the one I chose for that. It is, because it'll give me the white around it, so I know for sure this is that. So I can do, let's see, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I can do this. So we gotta do that. Perfect. Then I'll tape that. I'm gonna tape that. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut the rest of these into position. Then we're gonna press this for a couple of minutes to get the moisture out, and then we're gonna tape them down, and then we'll be done with this. So give me a second. I'll be right back as I do that. Place. So this is the part where we use the tape to start taping the images down. Normally with this process I use a repositioning spray, but since I didn't have any, I'm using tape. Usually when I'm doing materials like clothing and t-shirts and stuff like that, I prefer to use a spray. But since I didn't have any, I'm using the tape that I would use on substrates such as hard items like my glasses or my cups or something like that. I think it's like a dye trans sublimation spray that I usually use. I'm saying I think as in the name of it. I know what I use, but I just can't remember the name, and I think it's dye trans. I didn't have any, so like I said, this is me getting ready to tape it down. So we're going to go ahead on and speed this up, get the images taped down, pull them off, and let's just see what the finished product looks like. Be right back. And here is the finished product. It will be your 9-panel photo apron. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Appreciate you. Until next time. Peace.